Okay, let's go.
Well, hello there, Chick Chatters. We are back with another story of the week. This is another Am I the Asshole because it is Brooke's favorite. So this is posted 11 hours ago, and the title is, Am I the Asshole for not buying a bridesmaid's dress for my friend's wedding? We shall begin. I, 25 female, have a friend, Ava, 25 female. She is getting married and asked me to be her bridesmaid, and I agreed. Her theme for bridesmaids was sunset, so she asked us all to wear yellow, orange, pink dresses to match the theme. I went to my brother's wedding a few years ago, and my sister-in-law's bridesmaid's theme was a yellow dress. It is a beautiful dress and was very expensive for me as a college student. My brother agreed to pay more than half, which made it a lot more affordable, but that dress isn't wearable outside of a special occasion, and I've only worn it once outside the wedding. I told Ava I had a dress for her wedding when we were out with a friend, and my friend asked, "Oh, is it the one you wore for your sister-in-law's and brother's wedding?" I said, "Yeah," and showed them a picture of me in the dress. Ava then said that she would want me to get a new dress for her wedding as I've worn my yellow one before, and people have seen me in it. I was confused by this, as even if people have seen me in it, did it matter? My sister-in-law was the year above me in school, so we do share mutual friends that I saw at her wedding, and some of them will be at Ava's wedding, but I don't want to buy a brand new dress. Bridesmaids' dresses are expensive, and I don't get wear out of them afterwards, so they'll just sit in my closet. I haven't been to many weddings, though, only my brothers that I remember and a few cousins when I was much younger. So maybe this is some wedding etiquette that I might need to brush up on, question mark. She didn't ask the am I the asshole question, but at the end, but
At first, I was like, yes, you're the asshole, because I thought that they weren't buying a dress at all, or they weren't gonna go with the dress thing, sort of like the last bridesmaid's dress that we did. But if it goes with the color scheme, I don't know, it's tough because I could see the bride having an opinion about that, and I think that that should be respected, even if maybe the other person disagrees. But if there's a financial problem, it's hard to buy a dress. I mean, I also get that. I've bought a few bridesmaids' dresses. They're expensive. They have to be altered, and they do just sit in the closet afterwards. But it's kind of what you sign up for when you agree to be part of a wedding, is to kind of be involved in all of that. And it does come with a cost, unfortunately. So when you agree, I think you're also agreeing to that cost. I don't know. I've reused some things in weddings before, like shoes and jackets and stuff, but I don't know about a dress. I don't think it's bad etiquette, but I think if the bride doesn't want it, then unfortunately that's probably gonna have to be what it is.
yeah, maybe you can buy one for a cheaper price. I mean, you don't have to get a $500 bridesmaid's dress. There's
True,
probably a
it sounds
way.
like the bride's actually pretty open about what kind of dress. She just gave a color. Maybe you could just buy another pink dress that you'll actually wear.
Different color. Like, it doesn't have to be the yellow one. Maybe you could do a orange one or whatever. Yeah, I'm kinda with you. Like, it's hard to go against the bride on her wedding day. You
Yeah.
could say no to being a bridesmaid and say, like, "I can't afford all this stuff," because you do make a financial commitment when you tell somebody yes. So, it does feel a little bit wrong to just be like, "Well, I have this dress already that I've already worn and half of your guests have seen me in," or whatever the amount is. I don't even think it was the bride that said, "Oh, are you wearing that one for your sister-in-law's wedding?" Like, somebody else, it seems like, did, and obviously, people have seen you in this dress. I mean, if it were me, I might not care if I was the bride. I would just probably ask them to do their hair differently or something like that. It would just really depend on the situation, but not everybody is the same. With this girl being like, "No," there you really can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna do it anyways."
I don't
Kinda.
yeah, I mean, there's just room, I think, for both stories here. The other thing I think of when I'm hearing this is we're not all like Hollywood celebrities. If someone saw you in a dress before, it's really not the end of the world, honestly. I get that it's a special day and it's a special occasion, so there's justification there. I'm okay with differing opinions, but I think that the bride and the potential bridesmaid both have some logic, behind what they're saying. And that's why just in the end, I feel like you kind of just have to defer to the bride. This is their day that you signed up to be a part of, to be helpful and not to be a pain in the ass. So
Yeah, honestly,
sorry.
it's really to her at the end of the day. I mean, you can have the conversation with her and express all of the things that you've said in this post, basically the price point, this and that. I mean, might even be able to find another dress that's cheaper that the bride is fine
Especially
with.
these days. So you're saying this was posted 11 hours ago.
Mhm.
There are dresses on Birdie Gray and one other place for $99 until the end of January. $99, and they ship in 8 weeks. So get on it.
Yeah, you can even rent one or something online. My sister's done
Mhm.
that before for a wedding. So
Yeah, like rent
there's
the runway.
yeah, there's a lot of options.
You know what? You could probably find a lot of bridesmaids dresses at Goodwill.
Yeah, if you want to go that far. I know I
It
can't. I
sounds
can
like the
barely
bride's
respond.
not so concerned with a new dress as opposed to a dress that people haven't seen her in before.
I think, like you said, I think both people have like a logical argument. I don't
Did
think
you
that
see that?
was crazy.
I don't know where we are at, Chick Chatters, but in the last 20 or so minutes, I've lost power 3 times. It is Friday the 12th, and basically the whole country is under some kind of weather warning. Shout out to my fiance. Hopefully, we can keep the power back on. Also, I don't know, but our power keeps coming back on. It shuts off. 30 seconds later, it comes back on. Poor Anne had to be on the emotional roller coaster with me, but we're going to try to finish this up.
In Texas, I'm having Wi-Fi issues. Our Wi-Fi keeps going in and out because of crazy winds. So we're just gonna try and do this fast for you guys. Yeah, when it comes to this whole dress situation, I do think that both people are valid in their arguments. Although at the end of the day, I think it really does boil down to the bride. I mean, even if she wants like $1,000 dress, if you can't afford it, just bow out the wedding and just go as a guest.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that it's pretty reasonable to also ask people like to not rewear the same dress that other people that are going to be guests at the wedding have seen. At the same time, like you said, we're not celebrities, so it doesn't really matter if we've worn the same dress a couple times. And also, the attention should really be on the bride that day. So if I was this bride, I really wouldn't be super concerned about what my bridesmaids are wearing as long as it's like within my colors and they look nice and everything, but really the attention should be on you. But as a bridesmaid, like you said, you sign up for a certain set of rules created by said bride. So if she doesn't want you to wear the dress, you're kind of hands tied. That dress is just going to sit in your closet forever, girl. So,
Yeah, that's something that doesn't phase me at all. Like the fact that you're not going to rewear it or it's not reusable. I don't know. I just kind of think that that's a modern thing that we do now. Is it
mhm.
sustainable? Probably not. We shouldn't be buying one-time dresses and not ever wearing them again, but that is what happens. I have 3 or 4 dresses and I open them in the closet and kind of like 27 dresses movie style. You sort of play with them for a minute and then you close the closet again. I mean, that's just what everybody does.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to get, like, 5 uses out of the same dress for sure, and it sucks that some of these people overlap because if they didn't overlap at all, then you definitely have way more of an argument, but, it's really
Yeah.
up to the bride at the end of the day. I wouldn't really call you the asshole. I think that you have valid reasons for wanting to rewear that dress, but it's
Mhm.
not really up to you at this point. Like, it's up to the bride, and if you can't afford to be in a wedding, then you really should maybe bow out of the wedding or even just have the conversation with her. Tell her your concerns, and I'm sure she
Mhm.
might be okay with you getting a cheaper dress, like you
Yeah.
said, from either JJ's house or wherever the other one, Birdie or wherever the other
Pretty
place
great.
is.
Yeah.
And then I got mine for Carly's or my friend's wedding that I officiated. I barely wore the dang bridesmaid's dress, but because I
Right.
wore a whole officiant robe. But
Mhm.
that dress I got off of Shein. She didn't care where we got our dresses, just as long as it was like a specific color scheme, like
Mhm.
this bride is saying. So maybe
Yeah.
you can get a Shein dress. Maybe you can get a JJ's house dress. I mean, obviously some of the Shein dresses aren't as nice, but you can get a nicer quality dress for cheaper.
Yeah, the dresses on Birdie Gray are, like, really nice quality dresses. That's why they take 8 weeks to ship. They're made to order. I think, yes, there's some challenges with ordering things online, but if you order it soon enough, then everything will work out. I don't think $99 is too much for a dress, and you can definitely find actual bridesmaids dresses online, or you can go to Goodwill, you can go to Shein, like you said, find a nice dress from there. I see that it's probably a good opportunity to wear a dress that you feel like you already invested a lot of money into, but it's just not the time to wear it. I don't know if there ever will be a time to wear it, but if other people have seen you in this dress and the bride is upset about that, then you have to kind of defer to her in that moment. I mean, you can give her your reasoning if you want, try to change her mind, but like you said, I don't think she's the asshole. Only if maybe she showed up in the yellow dress and,
Anyways, yeah.
did what the other person did when we talked about bridesmaids dresses before. That would be an asshole move, but no, I think she's just sounds like a little unfamiliar with what to expect. And also, I think etiquette or not, it's pretty common understanding to just like do what the bride says.
'Cause
Unless they're asking you to jump off a bridge or something completely outlandish, like buy a $700 dress or something,
Mhm.
then you should just do it.
I'm one of them when I was a bride that if I was to actually say, "I don't want you to wear that," it's already out of my comfort zone for me to even tell you that. I don't know what kind of
Right.
girl this is. Some people
Mhm.
are more blunt, like, my sister would have just looked you dead in the eye and been like, "Hell no."
No.
But, I mean, for me, I would have been like, "I would really, like, appreciate it if we got a different dress or something," and that would be hard for me to say because I really don't like upsetting other people, but at the end of the day, it's what she wants, and if it's enough for her to even voice it, then you probably just need to get a different dress. And there are cheaper options to get. I mean, even like $150 isn't that much for a dress, but it just depends on who you are and your income and everything. Everybody's
Yeah.
different. We're all struggling here, inflation, all types of things. So I totally understand why you want to reuse the dress, but it
Mhm.
doesn't go with what the bride is asking, and it's her day at the end of the day. Let's get into some comments. The top comment says, "Not the asshole. Why on earth would it matter you have worn it before? It's not like people are going to look back in the years to come and think, oh, what a beautiful wedding. Shame the bridesmaid re-wore their dress from a previous wedding."
It's true.
That is true.
But
I'll give them that.
I do think some people, because people are assholes. Not any of the people in this story, but people. I
Hmm.
do think some people at the wedding might whisper to somebody, "Isn't that the dress she wore at so and so's wedding?" Which honestly, I think that that's more embarrassing to the bridesmaid than it is the bride. But again, we don't want people talking about other things other than the bride. But I will give her that. I think that that's a great point.
Like you said, like, the one friend already "Oh, you're gonna wear the dress from your sister-in-law's wedding," before even
Yeah.
being told that, so she already knew, like, it seems like there are gonna be some people who will know, and also, it kinda depends how close these weddings were, right? So, this sister-in-law had her wedding just a few years ago. It might be enough time in between, but if it's
Hmm.
2 years or, like, I would just get a new dress. So, me and my friend Carly's friend got married about a year, 2 years apart, but we had the same color for our dresses, for our bridesmaids dresses. I didn't know that until Carly was shopping with us. And she's like, "Oh, it's the same color, but I want a different dress," because she didn't like the cut of that dress and how it fit her. And I told her she could rewear that dress to save money because it was the same color. And
Hmm.
she's the one that was like, "No, I want to wear something that's more comfortable with sleeves and whatnot." So there's some people who are cool with that, but I could also have easily been like, well, if it was the other way around and she wanted to wear that dress, it could have been like, well, you just wore that in a wedding and I just saw photos of you in that dress. I don't know how I feel about it. So it really is just dependent on the bride and how she feels.
And honestly, I don't know if there's a bridesmaid's dress that I have in my closet that I could actually rewear. I get so dirty as a bridesmaid. Like, I feel bad for the people whose wedding I stand in. I'm like, what happened to me? I looked so pretty an hour ago.
Every bridesmaid at my dress
Girl.
looked like they were wet with something at some point
So
in the day.
we should have done a better job of drying off the the flowers because they were all wet. And
Uh,
your bouquet, because it was so big, it was so wet, but your dress, I mean, thank God it was white, so I mean, if your dress got wet, you couldn't tell, but,
yeah.
yeah, when I was holding your bouquet, I was sitting there and I'm like, "Is my stomach wet?"
Everybody was wet. So,
Yeah.
like, it just happens. I mean, I don't know, but like you said, like, you get things dirty and stuff. I know my bridesmaid's dress from Carly's wedding was all dirty because I got it off of Shein. I didn't like, I'm short, so
Mhm.
the hem was completely
Yeah.
brown.
Yeah, same thing too for your wedding. I was walking around downtown Clear, like, barefoot at
Barefoot.
that point, so the bottom was just wrecked. I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you had fun at a wedding as a bridesmaid, your bridesmaid's dress is probably unwearable. Again, anyways, it's just an ode to the day.
And I'm not saying that you couldn't have taken good care of this yellow dress or got it dry cleaned because, like, my bottom of my wedding dress was trash too, but I had to get it dry cleaned and now it's in
Mhm.
storage. So, I mean, that's a whole different thing. But I don't know if you want to go through all that to get it cleaned or whatever you've done in the past. But, and I don't know if there is a way to accessorize this dress to make it not seem
Maybe.
reworn again, but it really is up to the bride. I just think my advice to you would be to have a sit down with this bride and talk out both of your concerns, but also hear her out because it is her day. So if
Yeah.
at the end of this conversation she tells you what her decision is, you either got to tell her you can't do this because you can't afford it, or
Mhm.
you just got to bite the bullet and buy a new dress because there's going to be expenses that come up for this day. She might be
Other than the
different.
dress, yeah.
She might be different than your sister-in-law. You might have to do a trip, you might have to do this
Mhm.
and that. Like, there's probably other things that you're gonna have to buy, so I would get used to spending some money, girl.
Yes, just take it as a lesson in being a bridesmaid. It can sometimes get a little bit costly, which is unfortunate, but you love your friends. So it is just one day and it's their day and you hope that they do that for you and it just kind of all works out in the end.
Yeah, and
So yeah,
also
check out some
this
cost-friendly
yeah,
website.
and also
And
maybe there's things, like you said, you can rewear, like, maybe you could rewear some shoes, some jewelry. There's other things you might be able to save money on. So
yeah.
there's options, it's just maybe the dress might not be an option, but you
Yeah,
really have
I
to.
feel like even when you go all together and, like, do the whole bridesmaid shopping like we all did for your wedding, you still ask the bride, like, "Do you like this?"
Yeah.
It's still up to them. It's just up to them. That is the rule.
'Cause I'm gonna be honest, it's their pictures at the end of the day. These aren't
Yeah.
really for you. Like, you're not gonna have these pictures hanging up in your home more than
Yeah.
likely. It's for her. So if she is gonna look at these pictures and be like, "Oh, she's wearing that damn yellow dress I didn't really want her to wear." She's
Right.
gonna be thinking that every time she looks at you in these photos. Just make it a good day for everybody and try to be as accommodating as you can. And if you can't afford it, then you probably shouldn't be doing this.
Which is okay too. It's okay to bow out as long as you're honest and you give enough, time and notice. Hopefully this isn't just months or so before the wedding, but
Or in a group chat filled with all the other bridesmaids.
oh,
Sorry. It's a story for another day. Definitely just be gracious about whatever the bride says, because it really is her day at the end of the day. It's not yours. I want to make this as special of a day as possible for her. Hopefully, it's her one and only wedding day, and she should just get whatever she wants. She only gets it for one day, and once it's over, I mean, it's over. And then when
mhm.
it's your day, like you said, hopefully other people will treat you with the same respect and not go against your wishes or try to fight you on your wishes. Conversation would be worth it. Just go ahead, go have a conversation with her one on one.
Mhm.
Maybe show her a couple pictures of the dress, maybe show her you in the dress.
Right.
Because I know for me, I probably couldn't even fit in my bridesmaid's dress from like 3 years ago or whatever. So make sure that you can
Mhm.
fit in it and that you're good. And not saying
Right.
that you gained any weight or anything, girl. Don't go there. But I'm just saying, like, just
Right.
make sure you still like it too. Don't fight for a
Yeah.
dress you're not sure if you still like either.
Yeah, just because you're gonna save like 100 or so dollars, I don't know, 150. It's fine. It's all about you, but also the bride. So, whatever you can, navigate between the 2 of you in that conversation that we both think should happen, I think that you guys will come up with a good way to solve this. I
Yeah.
trust in that.
I do not think either person here is the asshole. I think that everybody here has valid concerns. I think, like you said, you would be the asshole if you went against the bride's wishes and just did this anyways, or if you bow out last minute,
Mhm.
or, have like a big blow up with her. Because to be honest, as somebody who's been through like a big blow up from a bridesmaid, like before a wedding and stuff, it's really stressful. You feel horrible.
Mhm.
You're already planning so many things and trying to figure out so many moving pieces. The last thing you need is a bridesmaid to be freaking out on you over something that you can't really control, or like that. It's just your preference.
Oh, well, all right, Chick Chatters, we better run. Hopefully my power stays on.
And my Wi-Fi. So we will see you next time, Chick Chatters, and catch you next time.
Bye.